Hey drummers, how's it going? It's Alex once again, bringing some more fun-free drumming ideas, bringing you a lesson from this absolute sweatbox of a room. It's been pretty hot in the UK, and if you live over here, you pretty much know there's no air conditioning anywhere, so we just have to sweat it out when we get these little mini heat waves, which is exactly what I'm doing now. What we've got for today's lesson is a nice little double kick sequence. We're playing in 6. We've got sort of like 2 little patterns. The main thing behind this, and I've been practicing a lot of double kick over throughout the lockdown. It's one of the things I want to focus. It still feels like my left foot belongs to someone else and I don't have complete control over it, but it's getting there slowly but surely. And this little groove here, like I said, it's in 6. It's got like a bit of a Danny Carey vibe to it because I really like the way he utilizes the double kick pedal. It's not just blasting all the way through songs. He just sort of brings it in when it's necessary and does some nice little creative patterns with it. We're not going to be particularly creative. What we're going to do is we're going to play this cool little pattern with the hands. So the first bar is just going to be this sort of like fairly straight sort of sounding groove. And then we're going to sort of like switch the subdivision with our feet going from like 8th notes, dugga, 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 but it's in 6, so it's quite quick, it's not slow, into triplets. And that's going to take place across 2 bars. So that's pretty much the explaining done. If you like what you saw in the intro and you want to give this bad boy a crack, stick around and I'll break it down. Here we go. Right, so first things first, before we bring the feet in, we're just going to look at what hands do across both measures. Really simple with the hands. We can turn the snare drum off if you want to get that real sort of Danny Carey tool vibe, which we'll do because it's a little bit quieter as well. And what we're playing is sort of like your right hand's going to be like riding on the floor tom. It's just going to stay there, and we're going to play 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want, you can just loop that round, so it's together, right, right, together, right, right. And then you loop that round, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. You want to crack that snare drum on like beat 4, just so that it really sort of stands out. So when you start playing it fast, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you get that nice solid backbeat. That would be the hand pattern for the first measure. For the second measure, all we're going to do is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one's really simple. Again, right hand is not moving from the floor tom. You're just going to wallop beat 1 and then beat 4 with your left hand. First note on the high tom, second note on the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you link these together, you get 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so now we've got the hand patterns down, let's look at what the feet are going to do. Now for the first pattern, so our first bar, all that's going to happen is where your right hand's riding on the floor tom, playing essentially quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we're playing in 6, 4, so we've got 6 quarter notes per bar. That means that when we add the feet, and it's sort of playing like a right foot with the right hand, and then on the upbeat, so on the and of each beat, we're bringing the left in, it means your feet are actually playing like 8th notes. So you're going to get this, that sort of rhythm. Now if we add the hand pattern, I'll tell you what, yeah, let's play the hand pattern first and then I'll bring in the feet. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's really hard to play slow. So that's the first bar. Again, it's just right hands. Yeah, sort of the classic, sort of probably the first thing you would start working on if you were playing, you know, trying to get your feet working together playing singles. The next thing we're going to do is when we move to that second bar, where the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to be doing that sort of like Danny Carey thing of playing triplets. So you're going to get this. Okay, so you've got to switch subdivisions between each bar. So if we add the left hand to that, essentially you're playing 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, but your feet are filling in the trip and the let. I really like this pattern. I wanted to find a way to sort of utilize it. So that's why I put together this groove where you're sort of going from that straight 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then not playing the right foot with the right hand. It's got to follow. Okay, so it's got to be right triplet, right triplet, right triplet, right triplet. So doing that little switch can be a little bit tricky. And then when you come back around, you've got to sort of go right triplet 1 and then swap back to 8th notes. I hope I explained that correctly. So let's see if we can put this together. Problem I'm having, and you can probably hear it, especially when I first started off, is when we go from this one to then sort of like play 3 notes in a row, so that my right foot then lands back with my right hand to then go back into playing the 8th notes. Another thing you can do is you can just move your right hand up to the ride cymbal and then play the same sort of hand pattern between the ride and the snare. So you're going to get 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an option, but I think when you move to the ride, it sounds a bit nicer. When you get to that second bar, where you normally go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just play your left hand with every right hand. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that when you're following up with the kick drums, you've got this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da still going on. So if I'll put that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that sounds pretty nice as well. That's definitely sort of more in that sort of like thrashy vein. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop up there. I'll move the camera down so you can see what's going on with the feet and you can have a little laugh at my technique. It's getting there. Bear with me. We've probably all been through the same process as well. It's a lot of fun. I'm definitely a lot better than I was at the start of lockdown. So I'm happy with the progress I've made so far, but there's still so much more to go. So without further ado, let's pop up there and smash it out at a few different speeds. All right, here we go. Nice and slow. Off the snare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's getting there. All right, drummers, so there it is. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Take this idea, it's more of a concept than anything else. Obviously, it's a really cool sounding groove in my opinion. Nice that it's in 6/4 as well, so it's something a little bit different. But you can take the same idea of just sort of like mixing your subdivisions with your feet, whether it's going from 8th notes to triplets or 16th notes into 16th note triplets, or if you want to go from 16th notes back down into triplets, you can have some fun with that. The hard bit for me is always the transition, because you sit there and you practice sort of like playing 16th notes with the ride, or your right hand sort of like riding on the floor tom with the ride cymbal, and then you see if you can swap to the another subdivision, whether that's triplets, 16th note triplets. And it's always the swapping between the two that gets a bit tricky. So this aims to sort of have a little crack at that, but puts it in some sort of musical context. Obviously, you don't have to play it on the toms, you don't have to play it on the ride, you can do whatever you want with it, but just have a little bit of fun with this particular idea. The sheet music will be available from my website. Absolutely dripping. So, once again, thanks for watching, take care, keep drumming, and I'll see you very soon for some more fun free drumming ideas. Alright, see you later, bye!